In the heart of an ancient narrative, a widow named Naomi, her heart heavy with loss, stands at a crossroads. Her sons, the bridges to her future, have crumbled into dust, leaving her adrift in a foreign land. With her are two daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth, bound to her by the threads of marriage and affection. As the famine that drove them to Moab recedes, Naomi's thoughts turn homeward to Bethlehem. But the journey is fraught with danger, and the future uncertain. She urges her daughters-in-law to return to their people and their gods, to seek new lives and new husbands. Orpah, after a tearful embrace, turns back. But Ruth, with a vow that resonates through the ages, chooses to stay. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God, she declares. This simple yet profound statement sets the stage for one of the most transformative stories in the Bible, the Book of Ruth, a tale that challenges the boundaries of faith, loyalty, and love. The Book of Ruth is not just a story of survival. It is a narrative that redefines the cultural and religious landscape of its time. Set in the era of the Judges, a period marked by conflict and uncertainty, the story of Ruth and Naomi transcends the typical narratives of war and retribution. Instead, it focuses on the bonds of family, the resilience of women, and the power of compassion. Ruth, a Moabite widow, and Naomi, an Israelite widow, form an alliance that defies the norms of their society. Their journey back to Bethlehem is not just a physical return, but a spiritual and emotional one, marked by trust and mutual support. The setting of the Book of Ruth is crucial to understanding its significance. While nominally set in the days of the Judges, the book's placement in the canon and its literary context suggest a much later composition, likely after the Babylonian exile and the return to Jerusalem. This temporal displacement is significant because it allows the author to explore themes of tolerance and intermarriage in a context where such issues were more pressing and relevant. The Moabites, traditionally seen as enemies of Israel, are reimagined through the lens of Ruth, a woman whose loyalty and virtue challenge the prevailing stereotypes. Ruth's decision to embrace Naomi's people and God is a bold statement of faith and love. In a world where national and religious boundaries were rigidly enforced, Ruth's choice to cross these lines is both extraordinary and risky. Her commitment to Naomi is not just emotional, but also practical, as she takes on the role of a provider, gleaning in the fields to support them. This act of selflessness and determination sets the stage for the next chapter of the story, where Ruth's path intersects with that of Boaz, a wealthy relative of Naomi's late husband. The encounter between Ruth and Boaz is a pivotal moment in the narrative. Naomi, recognizing the opportunity, instructs Ruth to approach Boaz at the threshing floor, a place of celebration and communal gathering. The scene is charged with symbolism, as Ruth's act of uncovering Boaz's feet, a euphemism for a more intimate gesture, serves as a request for his protection and provision. Boaz, a man of integrity and kindness, responds positively, promising to ensure that Ruth is taken care of. The marriage that follows is not just a personal triumph, but a symbolic act of reconciliation, bridging the gap between Moab and Israel. The Book of Ruth is a celebration of the power of women to shape their destinies and the destinies of those around them. Naomi, a seasoned matriarch, and Ruth, a young widow, form a partnership that is both practical and profound. Their relationship is characterized by mutual respect and a shared sense of purpose. Naomi, despite her losses, remains a source of wisdom and guidance, while Ruth embodies loyalty and courage. Together, they navigate the challenges of their time, demonstrating that love and faith can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. The story of Ruth and Boaz is not just a romantic tale. It is a narrative that challenges the traditional roles of men and women. Boaz, while a man of means and influence, is portrayed as a supporting character, one who is guided by the actions and decisions of the women in his life. This subversion of gender roles is evident in the way the story is told, with women occupying the central stage and driving the narrative forward. The women of Bethlehem, in their final acclamation of Ruth, recognize her value and her contribution to the community, describing her as better to you than 7 sons. This statement is a powerful affirmation of the worth of women, their strength, and their ability to build and sustain families and communities. The Book of Ruth also offers a nuanced view of the divine. While the Lord is invoked throughout the narrative, his presence is more peripheral than central. The story is driven by human action and human relationships, with the divine playing a supporting role. This shift in focus suggests a change in the way God is perceived and experienced. The Lord, in the Book of Ruth, is less a force of judgment and more a source of blessing and protection. The women's faith and actions are seen as aligning with God's will, even when they challenge traditional boundaries and norms. The conclusion of the Book of Ruth is both simple and profound. Ruth and Boaz marry, and Ruth gives birth to a son, Obed, who becomes the grandfather of King David. This lineage is significant because it ties Ruth, a Moabite, to the royal line of Israel, challenging the notion that foreign women are a threat to the purity and integrity of the Israelite community. The story of Ruth is, in many ways, a testament to the power of inclusion and the importance of recognizing the value of those who come from different backgrounds. In the broader context of the Bible, the Book of Ruth stands out as a narrative that promotes tolerance and understanding. It challenges the rigid divisions between nations and peoples, suggesting that love and compassion can transcend even the deepest differences. The story of Ruth and Naomi is a reminder that the bonds of family and community are built on more than just blood and shared origins. They are built on the shared experiences of love, loss, and resilience. In a world often divided by fear and suspicion, the Book of Ruth offers a powerful message of hope and reconciliation. It reminds us that the stories we tell and the choices we make can shape not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us. Ruth's journey from a Moabite widow to a revered ancestor of King David is a testament to the transformative power of faith, love, and loyalty. In the end, the Book of Ruth is not just a story of the past. It is a story that continues to resonate and inspire us today. The story of Ruth is a beacon of hope in a world that often seems dark and divided. It reminds us that the bonds of love and compassion can overcome even the deepest divides. In the end, the Book of Ruth is a story of transformation, a story that challenges us to see the world through the eyes of love and inclusion.